wanted to make a video about the post that I made. I recently made a post talking about how a lot of black women are saying that they are single by choice, and I don't believe that that's necessarily true, because being single by choice means that you are able to obtain the type of relationship that you want, but you enjoy being single so much, so you decide to be single instead, because you just enjoy your freedom. You enjoy, spending time by yourself. To me, that's what being a choice is. It's a choice where you have the option to get what you want, but instead you choose to be by yourself. And a lot of women disagree with me. They were coming for me in the comments. They're like, oh, we're not single by choice. We don't want to settle. Okay, ma'am, that's basically the same thing I just said. The only thing is, you said it in a nice, pretty way. You said it so nice and pretty that you're not settling. Whereas me, I'm very blunt and just honest about it, bare bones and all. You can't get who you want. That's what it really all boils down to. It's not about settling. I told you not to settle. I didn't tell you to settle. I told you that you couldn't get who you want. So that's exactly what it's about. And somebody just tried to join the live. I mean, were you trying to do that, or I don't know. If you want to join the live, I guess, if you want to have a conversation, it's cool. I'm cool with that. I guess I just didn't know. I declined it because I didn't know if somebody was really trying to join or if they was just playing. But anyways, so yeah, women are saying, oh, we're not single, you're projecting on us. And I'm just like, you know what, I'm not projecting, because true enough, yes, I am single. That doesn't mean, me being single and speaking the truth doesn't mean that I'm lying. And that's what a lot of women fail to realize, that somebody can speak the truth and the same could be true for them. Like, yes, I'm single, so this goes for me too. It's not just me just talking out the side of my neck. Like, yes, what I say, it applies to me too. I'm single because I can't get who I want, and I know that. Like, I'm honest about that. I realize that I can be honest about that. There's nothing wrong with being honest. Like, okay, I can't get who I want, or who I want doesn't want me, and I realize that. So guess what? I'm single, and I know that I have work to be done on myself. I realize that, but that doesn't mean that I can't talk about it. That doesn't mean that I can't speak on it, because a lot of other women are also saying that is by choice, and that's just not the truth. And so yeah, they pretty it up to make it seem like it's better than what it really is. And then there are some women in the comments saying, oh, well, a man is the easiest thing to get. Well, if that was the case, then you would be in a relationship. If it was so easy, you would be able to be in a relationship. But what they really mean to say is having sex with a man is the easiest thing to get. Like, it's easy to have sex with somebody. It's easy to fornicate with somebody. It's easy to be in adultery with somebody if that person is married. That's what's easy. And in all honesty, when they be saying that, oh, a man is the easiest thing to get, it sounds like to me like, really, you're easy to get. You're easy to sleep with. That's what it sounds like. It doesn't sound like these men are so easy. Y'all just making it easy for them to get what they want. That's what's easy. And a lot of women don't want to hear that. Like, we be so delusional, and I myself included. Okay, I am not taking myself out of it. That's why I say we, because we all in this. It ain't just, it ain't like I'm better, or I think I'm better, or I'm somehow smarter than somebody else. No, but I'm realistic. Like, I'm rooted in reality. I can see and analyze stuff for what it is and understand what's really going on in this world and accept it. Like, okay, that doesn't mean I like it, but that's just the truth. I can be honest about that. We all in this. And then the ones in the comments like, oh no, this don't apply to me. Well, why are you in the comments then? Like, if it don't apply to you, why would you even make yourself known and make a whole comment, right now, whole paragraphs about how this don't apply to you? If it don't apply to you, then keep it pushing. Like, you didn't have to stop and make a whole comment. So that lets me know right there that I hit a nerve for you to even comment on my post to tell me that it don't apply to you. Like, we be so just delusional in our minds to where we think that we have to speak on everything if it don't even apply to us. So that lets me know that I hit a nerve. I really hit a nerve that a lot of women dang, what's going on with my throat? Excuse me, y'all. That a lot of women don't want to really talk about. They don't want to be honest. It sounds better to say, oh, I'm not settling. It sounds so much better to say I'm not settling. Like, instead of just being honest, which is the same thing. You can't get who you want. That's what it is. Or the man that you want doesn't want you. That's simply put. I'm not telling women to settle. I don't want to settle. So I wouldn't tell other women, oh, you have to settle. I'm just speaking the truth. We got to start being honest. Be realistic. And there was like a few women that were like, yeah, you know, you're right. There was a few, very few in between, far few in between, whatever that statement is. There was a few, but the majority, they was coming for me. They were like, oh, you single, that's why you look the way you look. You're projecting onto us. This don't apply to us. Don't include me, you, we. And I'm just like, okay, well, I mean, you could have kept scrolling, ma'am. Like, and of course, a lot of men were agreeing with me, which I expected that. But like, the thing is, I expect women to be upset with the stuff that I say. Like, I don't agree. I don't think a lot of modern women would even think like me. So I expected to have the outrage that I had for making that post. And I'm going to continue to talk about it because we have to be real. I don't know what happened to women, but we are so delusional. We are so just not set in reality. We think that stuff should be the way we want it to be and not the way that it really is. We expect men to treat us a certain way and expect men to like do what we want them to do, but on the other end of that, we don't have to do nothing. Like, we don't care about what men think. And no, if you call me a pick-me, cool. If that's what being a pick-me means, then fine, I'll take that. But at the end of the day, I know that I would like to be married one day. I've been in relationships before, so I've experienced that. I'm not a relationship advice person. I'm not giving anybody relationship advice. Let's just make that clear. I'm not one of these relationship experts or gurus thinking that I got all the tea on how to get a man. I do not. I pick bad too. I have chosen wrong too. Okay? Just thankfully, I didn't have no kids. I didn't get stuck with nobody, like, thankfully. So this ain't me trying to tell women how to pick and choose a man. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is we need to start looking at ourselves. We need to start working on ourselves to be better individuals. That's really my whole goal, is for us to start looking at ourselves instead of always pointing the finger. Oh, men do this, men do that. What if they do this, they do that? Why can't we do it? Like, you're not a man. Why are we always looking at men and pointing out what they get to do? I'm not giving them a pass. I'm not saying that what men, the toxic stuff that men do is wrong or right. But what is that going to do? Like, oh, they do this, they do that. What is that going to what is that going to do? You're still toxic. You're still unhealed. You still got a bunch of trauma that you haven't tried to get fixed. So, like, what does pointing out what a man do, how does that help you? Like, how does that help you be a better person for you? How does that help you show up better in a relationship? So, who is this? Didn't have nothing, but anyways, yeah. So, like I said, we talk about the dynamics of a relationship, but we don't never talk about us as women. Like, at the end of the day, we are the ones that have to lay down and open our legs to a man. I'm just keeping it all the way a buck. We the ones that gotta lay down and open our legs to a man. So why are we sitting here trying to blame men for every little thing when we really be holding the power to a lot of stuff? Like, we hold the power to making children, building families, building a legacy. Like, a lot of women don't believe that, and then they sit up and want to play the victim. Well, a man did this, a man should have did that. Ma'am, nobody held a gun to your head to make you do anything. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. So, anyways. Yeah, so I don't know. And then they really crack me up talking about a man is the easiest thing to get. Ma'am, you're easy to get. You're easy to get. That's really what it's about. If it was so easy, then why aren't we all married and happy in relationships? Like, we all will be in a happy married relationship if it was so easy. But apparently we still haven't figured it out yet. Apparently we still haven't learned how to cohabitate in a healthy relationship with the opposite sex, with a man. Like, we still haven't figured it out. And I'm still learning. So I'm not saying I know everything about a man, but I am learning, okay? I pay attention to what these men are saying. I pay attention. It ain't really like, and they ain't really asking for much if I'm being honest. Like, they just want us to shut up, be quiet, stop talking so much, stop nagging, to look good, be in shape, support them, encourage them, uplift them so they can go out and do what they gotta do. And just, have a safe space to where they can be themselves and to be emotionally vulnerable. Like, all the things that we want as women, it's like almost the same thing for men. Like, they just want to feel safe. And so they're human too. And I think we forget that we look at men as like Superman. Like, they just can't have no feelings. They can't have no emotions. They just supposed to go, provide, make money, and just do all this work and not really consider what they're going through internally, their emotions, their feelings. And I'm just like, you know what? That makes sense. Like, we all human. We all bleed. Like, why wouldn't we consider what they want? Why wouldn't we think about how they feel, or, their likes, their dislikes? We all, as women, we don't shut up about what we want, the standards we have, what we not gonna tolerate, what we ain't gonna do. We make that very well known and clear, what we will not stand for. And yet here it is, when men tell us what they want, we don't care. We pretend like, oh, well, what he want don't matter. I'm gonna do what I want to do. He might as well. It's like, you might as well shut up. We don't care. We don't care what y'all like, because we gonna do what we want to do anyway. And it's like, well, how does that work if you say you want, if you're a heterosexual woman that like men, why doesn't what what you want, why doesn't what he wants matters? If what you want matters to him, why wouldn't the opposite be the same for you? And you know what? I just think it's really damaging to, we have all these podcasters, relationship people with a microphone talking, and they ain't helping nobody. Everybody's still the same. Everybody's still, being toxic and thinking that they can get what they want without doing any work on themselves. Like, we be wanting somebody that's so perfect. We be wanting a man that's 6 foot with a six-pack. He making six figures with a nice car. We want him to be basically perfect. But for some reason, we expect that same man, that same perfect man, to accept us, flaws and all. Oh, if he don't like it, then I don't care. You gotta, if you don't accept me at my worst, you don't deserve my best. Like, huh? But you want him to, you want the best version of him, but he gotta accept you at your worst. How does that make sense? How does that make sense? You want a man to accept you at your worst, but you want the best version of him after he did all this work, you know, then obtained discipline, got all the discipline and just being consistent. Like, you want him to do all that, but then when it comes to you, it don't matter what you do. You just want a man to, okay, just deal with you how you is in your toxic ways and be happy with that. That don't, like, to me, that's crazy. Why are we like that? Like, why are we really like that? You got a beautiful smile. Keep doing that. Thank you very much. That was really sweet. Yeah, I don't know. So I really just, and really I only came on live because my phone doesn't have any storage for me to actually make a video, because this is really going on YouTube. My long form content, like, I'm trying to be a content creator, so really this is just a way of like getting some practice in of being and talking on camera, because I am really shy in real life. Like, I do not do this much talking this in of being and talking on camera, because I am really shy in real life. Like, I do not do this much talking. My bad, y'all. My phone overheated. Like, my phone started getting hot, so I had to cool it off. But anyways, yeah, I think I'm going to end this because I'm outside, well, in the car, and my phone is mounted up on the window, and it's really hot here in Texas. So, you know, but I really just wanted to come on and talk about that because I think it's important. And like I said, I'm going to keep talking about it. I'm going to just keep going in on these little lies that we be telling ourselves, because we got to be honest. I'm very blunt and honest. Like, I try to be as honest as possible about who I am as a woman, because ain't no point in me lying to myself. Like, you don't get anywhere by lying to yourself and, you know, making yourself feel good about the dirt you do. Like, you don't get nowhere with that. So, yeah. So, y'all have a great day. Be blessed.